Hi, I'm Becky Howland, and I'm with the Creative Solutions Department at Nex-Tech. And I wanted to talk to you today about a crisis that's going on with Sears. You might have heard in the news lately that their investors are trying to decide what the next step is for their company. It's kind of a scary place for them right now, and kind of sad because Sears has been part of the American culture for decades. And so they're at a turning point in their company where they're trying to decide if they should liquidate the company and pay off some debts, or there's also an investor that's trying to save the company and keep some stores open. So my point is, I don't want your business to become the next Sears. Even if you have a small business, it's still possible, you're fighting against the big giants just like Sears was. And so I don't want this to happen to your business. And I'm here to give you some tips on how we can make sure that does not happen. So tip number one is your website. You must make sure you have a website out there. I know a lot of small companies don't, but in today's day and age, it's important to have one. And if you don't have one, even just a one-pager with your information about your company and who you are is an important step to have. Even if you do have a website already, it's really important to have some products and services out there that you offer so that when consumers are coming to look for your company, they know what you're all about, they know what you have to offer. So I'll give you an example. There is a company, a business here locally that I love to shop at. They have the cutest things in their store. However, when I go to their website, they don't have all those products listed, and it's a little bit frustrating for me. I have a busy lifestyle and I can't always make it down to the store to shop. So I like websites and companies that have websites where I can go shop for their products out there and purchase them right off their site. I think this is a great convenience for consumers. So if you offer some products that you can sell via website, please do so. That's a great step and gives you a competitive advantage over other companies out there. So step number two, make sure that you are providing services that have a niche. Make sure that what you are offering in that niche is current with the trends. For example, do not make your niche offering Beanie Babies. That was something from the 90s, a very, very big trend from the 90s, and it's no longer current, and I don't think you're gonna do very well if you make that your niche. So make sure what you are offering is in trend and what appeals to your consumers. Step number three, make sure that your customer service is top notch. This is a very important tip and essential to your business. Consumers these days are looking to build relationships and trust with the companies that they work with. So this is just as important in store. Make sure you always have a smile on your face and make sure that you are learning your customers' names and create that personal relationship with them. Also, it doesn't always have to be just in store. You can build these relationships online too, whether it's through your social media and how you interact with your customers there, or whether it's how you answer their Google review. But you do need to have that presence on digital aspects as well to make sure that you are building that relationship on both sides. Okay, so tip number four. Make sure you do not cut your advertising. I know when a lot of businesses are struggling, that might be one of the first elements they look at, but this is essential. You cannot cut your advertising. How else are you going to get the word out about your company to bring in more consumers? I think there's other areas of business you can look at. Obviously, if you're struggling, you might need to make a budget cut somewhere, but maybe look at your other expenses as far as the products and services you offer. Is there something on the back end you could cut costs on? Let me give you a good example for that. So I read an article probably a few months ago about Costco, kind of another big giant, but I feel like this is a good example of how they run their business on how they keep costs down. So they, for years, they've had to deal with increasing costs on their expenses, but they've really looked at their food court. They feel like this is an area of their business that brings consumers in, and they have this dollar hot dog that they have offered since the beginning of their business, and they don't want to change that price. That's something consumers love, and they keep coming back for it, just a dollar hot dog. And there had come a point where the costs of providing that dollar hot dog were increasing and they were losing money on it. So what they looked at doing is reducing their costs on the back end. They realized that they could produce those hot dogs themselves at one of their plants to do that And that ended up cutting costs for them rather than purchasing from another vendor. So there's always other options. You might have to do some digging, but I just want to make sure you do not cut your advertising because that's essential to the survival of your business. So that really wraps up my tips for today. I hope this helps your business. For more information on these tips and how Nex-Tech could possibly help you, contact us by calling us or even visiting our website. Thank you.